Ladies and gentlemen, imagine a bird, majestic and radiant, whose feathers blazed with fiery hues of gold and crimson. This bird is known as the phoenix, a mythical creature that when it reaches the end of its life, bursts into flame and reduces itself to ashes. But that is not where its story ends. From those very ashes, the phoenix rises again, reborn, stronger and more magnificent than before. This image is not just a fantasy, it is a powerful symbol of resilience, renewal, and transformation. In life, we all experience moments when we feel like everything is falling apart. We face challenges that test our spirit, disappointments that shatter our hopes, and setbacks that leave us feeling defeated. But what if these moments are not the end but the beginning of something new? What if, like the phoenix, we could rise stronger from every hardship we face? Before we dive deep into these, let me ask you 3 questions. Have you ever felt as though life's challenges have burned you down to ashes, leaving you wondering how you'll ever rebuild? What will it take for you to believe that every setback is an opportunity for growth and transformation? Are you ready to adopt a mindset that allows you to rise again, no matter how many times you fall? These questions are the heart of the phoenix bird attitude. It's about turning trials into triumphs, transforming pain into power, and emerging stronger each time we rise. The Bible tells us in Isaiah 40:31, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint." This verse reminds us that renewal is possible when we anchor ourselves in faith and hope. As we explore this powerful concept, I want to share a quote from Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist, who said, "When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves." Like the phoenix, we may not control the flames of adversity, but we can choose how we rise from them. So today, I want to walk you through the 10 ways to become a phoenix and inspire you to develop this unyielding spirit, the phoenix bird attitude. This mindset not only allows us to endure hardships, but also empowers us to emerge stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Number 1 is embracing the ashes, the power of acceptance. To cultivate the phoenix bird attitude, we must first understand the significance of the ashes. The ashes symbolize our challenges, failures, and moments of despair. Those times when we feel broke and lost. But just as the phoenix cannot rise without first falling into flames, we cannot experience true growth without facing our struggles head on. Acceptance is the first step in this journey. It's about acknowledging our pain, fears, and failures instead of running from them. It's easy to fall into denial, to blame circumstances, or to be overwhelmed by the weight of our struggles. But the phoenix teaches us that true power lies in accepting our reality, no matter how painful it might be. When we accept our circumstances, we gain the clarity and courage needed to begin our transformation. Think of a seed buried deep in the soil. It must break open and endure darkness before it can sprout into a thriving plant. Similarly, we must embrace our dark moments, the ashes, before we can rise. By accepting where we are, we lay the foundation for where we are going. As Isaiah 61:3 says, "To all who mourn in Israel, he will give a crown of beauty for ashes, a joyous blessing instead of mourning, festive praise instead of despair." Number 2, burning bright, transforming pain into power. Once we have accepted our ashes, the next step is to transform them into a source of strength. Pain can either destroy us or become the fuel that propels us forward. The phoenix flames, though destructive, are also the very force that leads to its rebirth. In our lives, Challenges and setbacks can be the catalyst for our greatest transformations. It is important to see our pain not as an obstacle but as an opportunity. When we look at our challenges through this lens, we begin to understand that each setback is a setup for a comeback. We become resilient, learning to endure, adapt, and emerge stronger. Take inspiration from people who have faced adversity and risen above it. Think of individuals who have lost everything, jobs, loved ones, or even their health, yet found a way to rebuild their lives. Their stories are a testament to the power of transformation. They embody the phoenix bird attitude, using their pain as a foundation for their new strength. As author and motivational speaker Les Brown once said, "When life knocks you down, try to land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up." Pain is temporary, but the strength and wisdom it builds within us are everlasting. Number 3 is the cycle of renewal, reinventing yourself. The phoenix does not rise from its ashes to become the same body it once was. It emerges renewed with greater strength and beauty. In our lives, this is the process of reinvention. To adopt the phoenix bird attitude, we must be willing to let go of what no longer serves us: old habits, toxic relationships, limiting beliefs, and past failures. Shedding the past is not always easy. It requires courage to step into the unknown and to trust the process of transformation. But when we release the weight of yesterday, we make room for growth. Like the phoenix, we must let go of our former selves to rise anew. Self-reflection is an essential part of this process. Take time to evaluate what has held you back and identify the changes needed to move forward. Growth often comes through discomfort, but it is through this discomfort that we become stronger, more resilient versions of ourselves. As Jeremiah 29:11 reminds us, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope in the future." By embracing change and renewal, we align ourselves with a greater purpose, trusting that each step, even the painful ones, leads us closer to the life we are meant to live. Number 4 is rising stronger, resilience in action. Resilience is the heart of the phoenix bird attitude. It is the ability to rise not just once but over and over again, regardless of how many times we fall. Life is full of uncertainties, and even when we rise, we may face new challenges. The key is to develop a mindset that sees setbacks as temporary and believes in the power of perseverance. To build resilience, start by practicing gratitude. When we focus on what we have rather than what we lack, we shift our perspective and find strength in the blessings around us. Maintaining a positive mindset is crucial. It doesn't mean ignoring reality, but rather choosing to see the possibilities beyond the pain. Set goals that align with your vision for the future. Having a sense of direction gives you the motivation to keep moving forward even when times are tough. Surround yourself with people who encourage and uplift you, those who believe in your ability to rise. Remember, even the phoenix does not rise alone. It is lifted by the power of its flames. Look to real-life examples of resilience for inspiration. Consider people who, despite losing everything, found a way to rebuild their lives, whether through starting a new business, healing from a deep loss, or transforming their circumstances. The stories remind us that no matter how hard the fall, the capacity to rise again is within all of us. Number 5 is the phoenix flight, embracing the journey. Adopting the phoenix bird journey also means celebrating the journey of growth, no matter how long it takes. The process of transformation is not always immediate. Sometimes it takes time for us to rise fully. It is important to recognize and celebrate small wins along the way. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a sign of progress. Often, it is in the waiting period, the time between the ashes and the rise, that we find our true strength. Patience is essential. Just as the phoenix waits for the perfect moment to emerge, we must trust that our growth will unfold in its own time. Finding purpose in our challenges is another powerful way to embrace the journey. Sometimes it is through our struggles that we discover our calling, our purpose, and our true potential. But if the ashes you are standing in right now are meant to reveal something great and new? What if your story of rising becomes a source of inspiration for others? As Ralph Waldo Emerson said, what lies behind us and what lies before us are the tiny matters compared to what lies within us. The true power of the phoenix bird attitude lies in embracing the journey, finding meaning in the struggle, and believing in the strength within you. Number 6 is rise above adversity. The phoenix doesn't dwell in the ashes, it soars high above them. In life, we will face adversity, but what defines us is how we rise above it. When you face setbacks, remember that you have the power to get back. Dust yourself off and rise stronger than ever before. Confucius said, "Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall." Number 7 is let go of the past. To rise like the phoenix, you must let go of what no longer serves you. The phoenix sheds its old self, and so we must shed the burdens of past mistakes, regrets, and fears. Holding on to the past prevents us from transforming into the best version of ourselves. Release what holds you back so that you can step into a new beginning. Number 8 is embrace the power of renewal. The phoenix is a symbol of rebirth. Embrace the power of starting over. When things fall apart, it's often a sign that something new and better is on its way. Each new day is an opportunity to rewrite your story. Don't be afraid to begin again, for every end is just a new beginning in disguise. Number 9, have a vision for your future. The phoenix doesn't rise without purpose. It soars towards something greater. Like the phoenix, you need a vision for your life, a clear goal that drives you forward. Set your eyes on a higher purpose and move with intentionality. A clear vision keeps you focused, even when the fires of life try to consume you. Proverbs 29:18 states, "Where there is no vision, the people perish." Lastly is to turn pain into power. Fire may burn the phoenix, but it also gives it the power to be reborn. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. Use your pain as a fuel to propel you forward. Let it motivate you to be better, work harder, and reach higher. Turn your wounds into wisdom and your trials into triumph. As we conclude, ladies and gentlemen, life will inevitably bring moments that burn us, that reduce us to ashes. But remember, it's not the fire that defines us. It is what we choose to do with the ashes. The phoenix bird attitude is about choosing to rise again, to renew and to transform. It is about becoming stronger, wiser, and more resilient than before. Today, I challenge you to adopt this attitude. No matter how many times life knocks you down, choose to rise. Turn your pain into power, your setbacks into setups, and your ashes into a foundation for a greater future. The strength to rise is within you, and the journey ahead, though challenging, holds the promise of new beginnings. Romans 5:3-5 encourages us to find joy in our struggles, for they produce perseverance, character, and hope. Let the phoenix bird attitude remind you that no matter what you face, there is always hope, there is always strength, and there is always a way to rise. Be the phoenix, rise from the ashes and soar. Thank you.